Hi guys, welcome back to Making Finances Sexy. It is me, Rose Short, aka the Red Queen. Come down the rabbit hole with me. I'm a realtor here in the Phoenix Valley, as well as a CEO of Chronicle Luxury and a financial consultant. It is my mission to help you build multiple streams of income, live that best life, and just really enjoy the life that you have. And with me, of course, is the wonderful and talented Miss Jessica Lay.
What's up, guys? Rent Rave Own Realtor here, and I'm a certified instructor with 101 Financial. Also, here in the Valley of the Sun, it's my mission to help you transition from renting to homeownership, no matter your current situation. I'm here to be your personal finance coach and first-time homebuyer specialist.
Love it. And today we're going to talk about one of the easiest ways to start making some extra money online, and that is, if you enjoy writing, and that is with the blogging site Medium.
Yeah, I love Medium. It's a great blogging platform and it combines social networking with traditional blogging, and it emphasizes the quality of writing, and it allows us to publish articles super easy, user friendly, and a great way to monetize, like Rose said, if you like writing.
Yes. And I know they just added like 70 countries to their payment, not payment options, but like eligibility, that's the word.
Yeah, I
They
saw
just
that.
added 70 countries to eligibility.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Super widespread.
Yeah. There's millions of readers and writers on Medium. It attracts a diverse audience interested in various topics from technology to personal development. And unlike sites like Vocal, which is another one that I used to use a lot to make money with writing, they don't gatekeep what you write. So with Vocal, I would have to write everything out and then I would have to submit it, and the Vocal team would have to review it. If there was anything they didn't like, then they would deny it. And then sometimes when they would approve it and publish it, the grammar would get screwed up, like everything would just get screwed up on it. And so it made it kind of frustrating because then you go back to read your article and all of your stuff sounded weird because all of your words ran together. So I got really frustrated with them. Like I was making okay money with them, but it was just a lot of hassle. So Medium circumvents all that. I will say that with AI and whatnot, they did come out and say, like maybe if you use AI to, help you write, like just disclose it. I don't think that's officially been put into a rule yet. And I don't think it's so much for if you've used AI to like clean up your grammar and stuff. I think it's more for if it's a like full on short story and you've asked AI to help you. But keep in mind that using AI to help you write can cause problems. So it's best that it's your own work, but that doesn't mean that you can't utilize AI properly.
Yeah, definitely. I utilize AI just for like grammar and maybe finding different words to use and things like that. But I always put a disclaimer at the end of my blog posts, just letting everyone know that I am using AI, but the story is still real and it's still me. Um,
Nice.
but it helps because Medium's kind of been cracking down, right, on writers that are just cheating and trying to make a few bucks, but fully utilizing AI. And sometimes you can tell, honestly, reading some stories that it's not very genuine. And
Yeah.
for real estate professionals out there, I started writing blogs with my CRM when I first got into real estate, and I thought it was amazing. But then I moved brokerages and I didn't have access to that same CRM tool, and I lost all of my blog posts. I was pretty upset about that. So I wish I got started with Medium first because that's mine. And so just for people that utilize CRMs, sometimes they come with the option of blogging. Just make sure you're sticking to that CRM for forever, or make sure you save your blog post somewhere else.
Yeah, it's always good to have a backup for things like that. Even if you're, blogging on a website, like you want to make sure you have a backup somewhere because if you're blogging for a company, like you can always be let go. Or if you're blogging for your own website, things can happen. So it's just best to have multiple options. And of course, Medium, you can always link back to, which is a really nice thing too, is you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on your website. You can put it wherever you want to put it, and then it can link back to it. And then you can also use Medium to direct to your social medias. So there's a lot of different ways to utilize it. The first things first, of course, is to get started. So creating an account. So to get started, of course, you just go to medium.com and sign up. Now they do have a free option, but there's also member only content, and member only content does require the subscription. It's $50 for the year, so it's super, super cheap. And that's how you monetize. It used to be you had to have you had to have 100 subscribers to monetize. Now they've gotten rid of that just because they had a lot of people who were, going into groups on Facebook where it was like, hey, I'll follow me, you follow me, and then we'll get to 100 really quickly. So they kind of got rid of that stipulation. Now anybody can monetize if they're a member. But the nice thing about that is it makes it open to everybody, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I love that. And make sure you are reading other people's content and liking and commenting on it, because you want that on your content too. So we can all benefit. There's a lot of money, like we always say, to be made online. So don't think you're out of luck.
Exactly. So, think about what you're passionate about or knowledgeable about and write about that. I personally, of course, have different interests. And so I have my dog content on there. I have personal content on there. I have business content as far as marketing goes. I've got, I will soon have ice bath related content. I haven't been writing a whole lot lately. I need to actually get back into it because I did take a pretty big hiatus. But just think about, what you know about what you're excited about. There are articles on everything, and when you publish, you have 3 or 4, actually I think it's up to 5 tag options, so people know what you're blogging about. And then you can also add videos, pictures, all kinds of things to the blog. So it's a really, really good way to get going. But so don't feel like you have to be niched down when it comes to blogging. You can write about whatever you want.
Yeah, mine's pretty all over the place, like real estate, finances, personal, and it's just I have a lot of fun when I get to write, and I don't really mind if my blog posts aren't all like the same topic, because sometimes you pull in a new audience and that helps grow your following and stuff like that. But make sure you're following people who are writing about the things you're somewhat interested in as well.
Yeah, they have what's called a subscriber email. So if you subscribe to somebody, you can also subscribe to get email notifications when they publish, which is cool, right? Because then no matter when you, like, if you get off your posting schedule or anything like that, like people will get your blog as soon as it's posted. But if you sign up for it on other people, that means you're going to get theirs too. So if you don't want your email full of it, don't sign up for it. If you do want it, then make sure you're, looking at those when they get sent.
Yeah,
And then of course, oh, good.
Part of your profile setup, make sure you have a good bio. So then people
Yes.
know what you're doing and who you are a little bit. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, good bio, good banner, and of course a good face photo. So often we see people, it's like a photo of their dog or it's a photo of them and like, a huge background. You can't really tell it's them. You want people to know you're real. So like as with any social media, make sure it's a nice clear shot of your face so we know who you are. So when it comes to writing engaging content, excuse me, blogs are super easy because there are 3 parts to it really, right? There's the headline, which is going to catch people, and sometimes the subheadline can go in with that as well. There's the storytelling aspect, which is of course the body of it, and then the format of it, of how you're using those subheadings, bullet points, images, etc. So headlines are just like subject lines in your emails. You want to make sure they're attention grabbing. There's a hook of sorts. Use intriguing statements, questions, or just get really creative with, imagery, written imagery, I should specify, to kind of make people want to read more. But again, as the subject lines, make sure that the headline actually matches the story.
Yeah, it's good to have a photo too, on your blog post, because on Medium, when you go to post it, it'll take that photo and make it like the little photo that shows with your blog post. And that can be engaging to people And we like to post our blogs to Pinterest. So having a picture there helps draw more people to the post than not having a photo.
And then of course the body of your blog, you want it to be engaging. You want your audience to, really follow the story. Personal anecdotes, of course, make your writing more relatable and memorable. And this is where, again, if you're going to use AI to help you write it, make sure that you have actually trained AI to how you sound, talk, write, etc. Because a lot of people will just plug in something really generic into Chat GPT and it sounds really robotic and mechanical. Whereas if it's you actually sitting down and telling the story, then it's very obvious that, like what the inner thoughts are there versus the AI. And then the last thing, of course, is formatting. So there's a couple different formats you can use with blogs. You can use them interchangeably as well, but subheadings, bullet points, images to break up text and make it appealing. If you're making multiple points, you might use a number system. You might just bold the point you're making at the start of everything. You might use the 3 lines. I see that one a lot. There's all kinds of different ways you can break up your content so it's not super inundating and it looks like a lot. I will say if there's too much stuff, I tend not to read it because I focus more on the breaks and everything going on than the actual words. So don't make it too busy. But do break it up just like you would an email or anything like that. Make it, bite-sized pieces so it's easy for people to read.
Yeah, I like to do smaller paragraphs, and I tend to skim if it's too wordy myself. So I try to keep my stories like 3-minute reads, like not nothing too crazy.
Yeah. And then how do you build your audience, right? Well, of course, promote it on social media. Like we've talked about, there's plenty of groups and forums and things like that. If you search, writers on Medium and stuff like that, there's plenty of groups you can join and post your stories and ask for engagement. But again, you're going to need to engage back with other people. So they have a clap option, which you can do 1 clap, you can do 50 claps. Most people do the 50 claps who know about the 50 claps. If you're just starting out, you're probably doing 1 and like not realizing it's a bad thing because it doesn't really make sense. But you can clap on posts and whatnot, and then you can also leave comments or highlight parts that you like to respond to them, things like that.
Yeah.
So you want to do that on other people's. You also want to respond to comments and engage with readers who responded on yours, as long as it's constructive. I have had people that I have blocked because it's just like any other social media site. Like the things they were saying were just wrong and they were being argumentative for the sake of arguing, and I'm not here for that. I'm not here to argue with people on the internet. So, but you can turn off commenting and block people if you need to.
Yeah, usually the Medium community is pretty great. Like most times when I'm engaging with other people's content, they come to mind and do the same thing, uh, like if I just clap, they'll clap for me or highlight something and comment. That's pretty cool. I like the highlighting feature. When you see like a sentence that really draws your attention, you can like highlight it and then comment on it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, then you can see other things that people highlighted as well, so you see kind of what's speaking to people.
Mhm.
So how do you monetize? Of course, you become a Medium partner. So join the Medium partner program. Lets you earn money. Again, that's $50 a year, so it's not too bad. There is a higher tier after that I'm not sure what it gives you, because I haven't signed up for it. But by paying to be part of it, they're also incentivizing you to put out quality content, which I think is really important.
Mhm. Yeah.
Similar to Vocal or even Facebook now, you can earn tips. So Facebook's, of course, is the stars, but if you have really engaging, valuable content that readers really like, sometimes they might leave you a tip, which is nice.
Mhm.
And then, of course, you do that by keeping your authenticity while monetizing. So often people monetize and just want to crank out whatever because I think it's going to get read. So make sure that you are prioritizing quality and authenticity over the money.
Definitely. And some common mistakes to avoid, pitfalls, which Rose and I both kind of fall into this category. So we struggle with consistency. It is very essential to publish regularly to keep the audience engaged, but I need to work on this personally, is being consistent with my blog posts. But again, it's more of a fun thing and a little bit of an outlet for me right now. But consistency is key always.
And then like we just talked about quality over quantity, right? Like make sure that you are not just posting for the sake of posting, make sure you're posting, and if you haven't posted for a while, do a post on why you haven't posted in a while. Like we all want, a lot of people like the story. They like to hear not necessarily the struggle, but overcoming the struggle. So I wrote one that was like a very personal rant that I didn't think anybody was going to read, and I was pretty sure I was going to make a lot of people angry with it, honestly. And I got a lot of really positive feedback on it. I was like, oh, interesting. So you never know. Now, Medium is not perfect. It will, like, I'm a fast reader, and it does determine if your stuff is being read based off of like scroll depth on the page, how long people are on the page, things like that. So if you are a fast reader, maybe try to slow down a little bit, or at least try to slow your scroll and stay on the page maybe a little bit longer, because there are plenty of times where people are like, oh yeah, I read your blog and I loved it, and I'll go look, and like Medium hasn't even registered that anybody was, like, they registered someone was there, but they didn't register a read. And if they don't register a read, then you're not going to get paid. Vocal's the same way. It has to register that someone was actually reading it and scrolling down the page for you to get paid. So just be aware of that. But that's really the only problem I've had with payouts. Other than that, they've been on time, and there was 1 month I made 17 cents and I still got the payout on that. So there's no minimum as far as I can tell.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah. They pay out through Stripe as well. I don't believe they do PayPal, but Stripe is super easy. So
yeah. So if you guys like writing, go make your medium.com account and give it a shot. Even if it's like poems, I've seen poems, songs, like whatever it is you're passionate about writing, just go for it.
Yep. So that is it, guys. Like I said, blogging, there's not a lot to it as far as the technical aspect. Of course, there's a lot to it when it comes to actually writing it, but we will drop a link to Medium and whatnot as well, so you guys can find it really easily. And then next week, I love this one, Jess is going to talk to us about understanding financial stress, because we so often let ourselves get stressed out. So mental health and money, I believe, is what it's actually called.
Yes. Yep. Financial strain for our mental health.
Love it. It's super important.